The Mystara project is proud to present Part 33 of the Black Coast campaign. In this video, the characters will plan to investigate some strange events that have occurred in the hamlet of Relfren, whilst they wait for the Emerald Mooncheese factory to open on Founders' Day. After the hippogriffs are slain, and the horses saved, the burgomaster and other locals arrive on the scene. The burgomaster proclaims it a dark day for Relfren, and praises the heroic efforts of Constable Kaimum and the blacksmith Sven Pent, notably ignoring the party's contribution. The Constable Kaimum quickly adds that the PCs also acted heroically, and he extensively thanks them for their help. The blacksmith Sven praises the party on how well they fought, unlike the stablemaster, Smythley Jonk, who hung back and did not protect the horses he was supposed to be caring for. Timon tends to Saudara's wounds, and heals her for 2 hit points. The party heads back to the Lazy Cat Inn, to have lunch with the meat and bakery goods they bought, and plan their next moves. Over lunch, the party decides to investigate the murder of the dwarven silversmith family at night, as blacksmith Sven suggested. They retire for sleep, with the non-spellcasters taking turns at keeping watch. The spellcasters wake at 11:30 p.m. However, their spell preparation hour is interrupted at midnight by a loud crash from the west. The party and other locals rush out to see what has happened. A building has collapsed on a ledge against the mountain cliffside. A signpost reads, "The Silver Crescent Inn." Despite frantic searching, there appear to be no survivors. The shocked locals say it was a beautifully new inn and tavern, owned and operated by newlywed elves, Kill and Teasel Goldbow. They had good quality meals, drinks and accommodation, and high prices aimed at the recent increase in merchant traffic through Relfren. As the party searches the wreckage, Saudara notices the supporting posts appear to have been chewed through. Then Constable Simam arrives. Saudara reports her suspicion to the constable. He takes a quick look and disagrees, saying that saws or blades were used. Simam then tells the PCs they will need to accompany him to the constable station, to assist with his investigation. Ambil senses something is not quite right, but Lamunda just manages to persuade her to cooperate with the law. Constable Simam leads the PCs into the station. The guard on duty asks them to leave their weapons at the door, where they will be guarded at all times. Simam then leads the unarmed PCs past the jail cells, remarking that his private office is beyond. Once inside the cell block, Simam announces that the PCs are under arrest for sabotaging the Silver Crescent Inn, and the murder of the elves within it. Eben, Lamunda and Ambil start to clench their fists, but Simam draws his sword and warns about resisting arrest. The clerics and Saudara tell the others to settle down and comply. Simam orders them to hand over the equipment they are carrying, but not their armor, and locks them up in a jail cell. The clerics meditate for their spells, Ambil looks around for an escape option, and Eben fumes. Around 7 p.m. on the 20th of Cold Moon, the burgomaster and Sven the blacksmith arrive at the constable station. They release the PCs and return their equipment to them. The constable and guard are nowhere to be seen. The burgomaster asks the PCs to quickly follow him to his home, where they will be safe. Lamunda senses no deception, and asks the party to comply with the burgomaster. The group quickly make their way to the burgomaster's house, trying not to be seen. The burgomaster ushers the PCs into his basement, and tells them to lay low for a while. He says he gets the feeling he can trust them, and Sven is of the same opinion, especially after the hippogriff battle. Saudara mentions she thinks the Silver Crescent was collapsed by bite marks, not saws or blades. Sven replies that many locals are saying that the death of the elves proves something is fishy in Relfren. Constable Kaimum has ordered everyone to stay away from the area. The burgomaster tells them that public opinion is on their side. Their help in dealing with the hippogriffs proves that they are not criminals, and the constable is acting very strangely by arresting people with no apparent evidence. He goes on to say that the graveyard in the northwest has been locked by Father Thero. The father has not been his usual friendly and open self recently. Sven remarks that the last bodies buried there were of the dwarfs and the herbalist. He says that these strange events cast new doubt over the burning down of the herbalist shop. But he does not know why someone would want to kill a friendly halfling herbalist. Lamunda speaks up, saying they found oil residue on the floor of the herbalist's shop, multiple scorch areas where it seemed fires were started, but no scorch marks around the hearth. The burgomaster and Sven nod solemnly. The burgomaster advises that the herbalist's best customer was a reclusive wizard who lives in a tower in the southeast of Relfren. Perhaps the wizard may know something, if you can find a way to speak to him. After getting the party up to speed with events in Relfren, the burgomaster and Sven depart. The party tries to stay calm and rest, and Saudara is finally able to memorize her spells. On the morning of the Founders' Day festival, the 21st of Cold Moon, the burgomaster returns to the basement. He explains that everyone in Relfren will be wearing masks and costumes today, as is tradition. People try to guess everyone's identity before they are revealed at midnight. They are allowed to ask for one clue from each person. He suggests that the adventurers wear some of his old costumes and go onto the streets of Relfren to investigate all the strange events. He says they will be more safe on the streets, as the guard will be conducting house-to-house searches for them, and will have blocked off the two paths out of the hamlet. The PCs decide to investigate the silversmith's shop first. They put on their costumes and Saudara casts invisibility on Ambil. While the PCs engage the masked locals with misleading identity clues, Saudara casts knock on the silversmith shop door. Invisible Ambil slips inside while no one is watching. Inside, Ambil sees that the shop and living quarters appear to have been searched and robbed. Sifting through the wreckage, she finds 10 silver swords, 6 silver daggers, other silver goods and shavings, and a ledger. Studying the ledger, Ambil sees that the weapons were ordered by locals for costume accessories. Importantly, she notes she has found all of the recorded inventory in the ledger, with no missing items. This suggests Sven the blacksmith is right, this was no murder. After 3 hours of searching and stock-taking, Ambil puts the ledger and all the silver goods in her explorer's backpack and large sack, and slowly, but discreetly exits the building. She finds the others and whispers what she found. The PCs quickly move over to the blacksmithy, and show him Ambil's discovery. Sven exclaims that he knew it was not a robbery. He then urges the PCs to find out who was responsible. Next, the PCs head west, to investigate the locked graveyard. They enter a cave system shaped like a hand with 6 fingers. After Triac and Timon ask for immortal forgiveness for their trespass, the PCs proceed down the first finger. After about 40 feet of unfamiliar displayed names of the departed, they spot the Surskir name. The grim examination of the dwarven couple and their child reveals a few bite marks on them, which do not seem enough to have been fatal. Nearby, Triac locates and examines the charred remains of the halfling herbalist, Pipwitch Greenroot. He notices that the Hin's lungs do not appear to have been blackened by ash or soot. Additionally, 3 of the more serious wounds appear to have been inflicted by a blade, rather than fallen debris. The party now have 2 sets of evidence related to bites, and 1 to a blade, in the murders and sabotage events. The party heads to the church next door, but there is no one there, and it appears dusty and to have been unused for some time. The party heads to the house next door, where they find Father Thero. He is not masked or wearing a costume, and looks tired and irritated. His demeanor improves when he sees Timon, a fellow cleric of the Airmaster. When Timon asks if everything is all right, he tells her that he has been having vivid nightmares about blood and huge rats, so he has been trying to sleep during the day. He believes the nightmares are being sent to torment him by forces of chaos and evil. He says he has locked the graveyard and patrols it at night to protect the town from these evil forces. He has spent the past week repenting for his sins and begging for help from the immortal Ellermasters. When asked for more information on when and how these nightmares started, the father says he was wandering at night a couple of weeks ago, when he was attacked and bitten. He did not get a good look at what attacked him, but thinks it was probably a bear. Saudara interjects that it may have been a werebear, spreading lycanthropy. She goes on to say that the disease could be causing the nightmares, not forces of evil and chaos. But that does not explain the huge rats appearing in the nightmares. Father Thero excitedly tells the party that they must have been sent here by the immortals, in answer to his prayers. But he soon despairs, as he knows no one powerful enough to cure lycanthropy. He says there is a rumor of a silver chalice in Relfren that could cure all diseases, but it was lost long ago. He believes it might still be in the hamlet, but he has no idea where to start looking. Lamunda promises that she and her companions will search for the chalice, noting there will be a full moon tonight. Father Thero thanks her and offers the party any healing he can provide. This concludes part 33 of the Black Coast campaign. In the next episode, the party will continue to investigate the strange events that have occurred in Relfren. Namely, who murdered the dwarfs, halfling and elves, and a rather urgent search for a legendary chalice, to possibly save a priest from turning into a lycanthrope after nightfall.